you want to know why, if your question is why Bruno Sammartino,
Yeah.
and I think he's, you know, in fact, I cared so much that my son, who, and it only matters for this reason because you'll understand how important studying was to him, not to me. I didn't go to this school. My son ended up going to Harvard. And yeah, it was great. But here's the thing. His SATs that you can imagine were important to him were 48 hours after Bruno's induction into the Hall of Fame. And I made Sam come with me to the Garden. And he's like, Dad, I have to study for this. I spent my life trying to do this thing. And I was like, no, that's true, but it's very important that Bruno's getting in the Hall of Fame tonight.
Yeah.
And he's like, I cannot believe you're going to make me. I'm like, well, none of my friends are going to go with me. And, you know, you got to come with me. And I was like, you know, I couldn't even get into the Garden when my dad wanted to take me, so you have to come with me. And he's like, yeah, but I don't care. And then I said, but when you did, I got you to meet Scott Steiner once. And he was like, shit, you're right. All right.
Yeah.
So we came together, but I decided that night I didn't want to ask any of my friends to get me tickets. I just wanted to come here like a wrestling fan. I didn't want to be in a special area. I didn't want to go backstage. I didn't want to locker room. I wanted to come like the kid that I was and sit in the fucking bad seats and watch Bruno get inducted. And so I had a Bruno Sammartino t-shirt, and we took the train here and had decent seats. You know, I sprung for decent seats, it turned out. But Sam, he brought his like SAT study guide. And I'm there, you know, I've mostly lost my Long Island accent, but not that night. And I was, you know, fucking Bruno. And I was so excited and fully in character. And he's sitting next to me studying for the SATs. So watching him get in was this incredibly moving thing. And the reason is what you just said about what matters to you, which is never breaking the promise to the fans.
Yeah.
And there was not a moment. You know, you guys all talked about in the old days, right? And Paul Heyman's talked about it a lot. You would protect the business at all costs.
Yeah.
And if you were in a bar and someone was acting like a jerk, you guys would have to shut them down.
And if you got beat up, you get fired.
Yeah, right.
Bill Watts would fire you at least, yeah.
But you couldn't ever acknowledge you couldn't even allow the question because the business was in jeopardy. And as you know, Bruno's the only guy who never ever publicly broke, even long after he refused it. He would tell his story like that when he did Punk's podcast, and he told that long story. He still has convinced himself that he lifted up Haystacks Calhoun, and that's how he got. Like he believes he made himself believe the whole thing.
Sure.
And so he made me believe in it, right? He was a lonely guy, and he made kids who would have a lonely, bad day believe that he was in there for us, right?
Yeah.
And when he got betrayed, it was like we got betrayed. And, you know, you go back and watch, and look, I'm not a big fan of the perm era. You know, he made, like everybody, the guy made, I mean, him and Ken Patera with the horrible perms, fighting each other. But that guy was a true believer, and he rewarded you being a true believer.
Yeah.
And whether, obviously, he knew what was going on, kayfabe was baked so deep into that guy that to his literally to his dying day, he told the story of having to leave to come back and to convince the guy. I mean, he tells the Buddy Rogers. I think he believes the Buddy Rogers match was a shoot. Like, I think he told it so many times that he believed it. So I still believe it. Like, to this day, I would tell somebody else, Buddy Rogers didn't want to give him the belt.
Yeah.
I know it's not true, but it's what I believe in my heart.
But, I mean, the man who shot Liberty Valance, you print the legend. And also,
one of my favorite movies of all time. Could be my favorite movie of all time.
Oh.
And I still have a picture of Bruno in my office.
Yeah. Well, you said that he talks about the superstar and how it went down, winning the title. And the truth is, when it's that good, I don't know if they're lying. And that's the beauty. I have grown up in this business. I should know everything for what it is, right? Oh, that's what it really is. There is nights that I still don't know. And that's the one thing I'm so grateful about being a pro wrestler and being in this world is I still have, that's why I like Unreal. Yes. The challenge of Unreal is, okay, we're going to show them everything, right? Are we? You know, like the challenge is, but also him believing it. And I mean, to have the soundtrack, you hear it all the time now. People talk about the chance of Bruno through the garden, the chance of Bruno in Philly, the chance of Bruno being, he didn't even need music. Of course, there was none then, but just the fact that it echoed throughout to be people's, you'll hear this a lot from different wrestling bookers. You'll hear them say, I want to make him my guy. That's my guy. I didn't realize the importance of my guy until later in my career, what it really means. It means you are responsible that everyone here had a good time. And if you are beaten up and sad and broken, you still need to make sure that they know at the end of the night, okay, not my guy's night, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be,
This is really, what you just said is really, you're getting right to the heart of why this all matters so much. I don't know if you ever saw Penn and Teller, you know, the magicians.
I once saw them actually in Vegas.
When they did their old show at the West Side Arts Theater, the first show, it had a lot of Carney 10-in-1 elements to it. In the end of the show, which Penn doesn't do anymore, but he would eat fire. And he would deconstruct what everybody thinks, you know, cold fire it is to eat fire and why you eat fire and how you eat fire. And he said, you know, oftentimes some guy who's trying to be smart for his date will try to tell them, let me explain to you how this is done. And he said, that's the wrong question. The wrong question isn't, how do I eat fire? That's the wrong question. The right question is, why do I eat fire?
Yeah.
And when you think of it that way, why do you do what you do? Because there is some kid there who needs you to do it.
Yeah.
Who had a day that you can't even imagine today. And one thing after another went bad, maybe very bad. But he can believe in the deal you're making with him that you're going to fight for the good.
Yeah.
And it's so important that that exists in a world that offers it almost nowhere. Yeah. And the fact that every night you guys show up to do that. And you show up because you know that somebody in the... Yeah, most people, they're just having a fun night out. Yeah. But for some people, and even if it's just one or two people, it means the entire world to them. And that's the importance of what you do. And it's the thing that a lot of, you know, maybe people don't understand. And when you say, well, why shouldn't people understand what Dusty did in the ring and what he gave of himself and the acting? But the people who needed it on that, I needed Bruno. There were nights, I mean, when I was 12 and a half, and my closest friend committed suicide. And, you know, no one can explain that to you. It wasn't an era where there was therapy easily available. Yeah. But Bruno Sammartino was going to make sure Larry Zbyszko knew that he couldn't betray him. Yeah. And it was something to believe in when you couldn't believe in anything else, right? And that's the incredible thing that that Cena understands, and you understand, and the greatest ever do it understand.
It makes me think a little bit about Flair as you're talking, because Flair's lived kind of like a live wire, the good, the bad, everything when he's in there. I think I've even heard him say it before. Thanks for needing me. I needed you just as much.
I believe it.
That's probably, you'll hear me in like a braggadocious sense in media and stuff today. I'll tell people all the time because they talk a lot about, well, Cody's 40 and Punk is this age. And I always say, well, I don't sweat any of it. Like, I don't sweat any of the new class. What I mean is, I already know how great they are. I already know the incredible moves and the high spots and the athleticism. It's like any sport. It's like college football. The speed's been turned way up. I know all that. But until they find the thing that makes you sincerely connect to them, you're just doing a dance with your buddy. And that's not what we're here for. And we're in the place that lets you have it for good, for bad, loudest, the longest. I mean, we're in the garden tonight, and I'm excited. There's a couple guys, this will be their first.
Oh, really? Their first time in the garden?
Oh, yeah. This is their first moment. And to be able to take that and look and I this is a funny thing about baby faces. I can always tell a green baby face, and I'm not the expert on anything, but I can always tell a green baby face by they come out and they go to slap hands, but they don't look at anyone. They touch a face, miss a hand that wasn't there because they're nervous, because they think this is a thing baby faces do. No, look at them. Look at them. If you only get one, I mean, Sid, he's going in the Hall of Fame. Sid would just do one little fist pound right there. Oh, you could feel it in the whole arena. You wanted to get that fist pound. It's a way to ground yourself to what we're doing. And again, you've brought this the Cena style of why we do this all out. My gosh, man, thank you for coming on here.
Man, thanks for having me. What a pleasure.
This is special. Do you miss the old entrance?
Oh no, I'm so used to where I live. Like I just take the train.
But I mean the old entrance in the arena. You know.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I
yes,
remember
sir.
the rent. Yes, I have a good story I'll tell you off mic about the. There's a lot of stuff I miss about the way things in New York used to be. But if you're a New Yorker, you have two choices. You can like live in the nostalgia of it, or you can just move forward at the pace of the city.
Okay.
So if I think about that, I'm thinking about my dad, and I'm thinking about coming to those Knick games with Clyde and Pearl, and the crowd chanting Bruno. And instead, I'm here with the crowd chanting for Cody. And
we hope. Or they'll probably boot me out of the building, one or the other.
Yeah, one of those.
We're happy with either.
Don't suck tonight.
We're happy with either.
Don't suck. Just, try not to suck, man. And then they'll cheer. It'll be fine.
It'll work out.
Yeah. I mean, could you just not suck?
I will tonight.
It'll be fine,
I promise you, I give you my word, I will do my best to not suck.
There it is.
I will do my best. Okay. One more question. Earl the Pearl, what was his manager's name?
Oh, the guy who would follow him around was called Dancin' Harry. And you could find footage of him.
Dancin' Harry.
And he followed him from Baltimore. And then when he came to the Knicks, it was an incredible thing. He would put a hex on the opposing team, on whoever was playing well or on the coach. And it was like a pro wrestling manager.